to Chester and Peace Love Books, and same here with a book review for The Boys of Brayshaw High by Meagan Brandy. I was not going to film a review when I started to read this, but I have some thoughts that I need to share, and they are not good. I will say, I bought this with my own money. I bought the paperback. It was like $8 on Amazon. Everybody's like, this is just like Paper Princess in the Fallen Crest High series by Tejan, which I still haven't read, that I've had for over a year. I know, I need to read that, but I had such high expectations for this book. I think that's a major reason why I was so disappointed, is because everybody was raving about it. Over 7,000 people have rated this on Goodreads, and it has over a 4.3 rating. That means it's a good book. But not necessarily, but that typically means I would enjoy it too. And so I went in with pretty high expectations. I knew it was going to be about a girl who moves to this new school, and there's going to be a group of bad boys who are going to give her a hard time. There's going to be a steamy romance, and it's going to be amazing. Not really. So I do want to start this out by saying this book really needed a better editor. I don't know if she had an editor, I don't know if she had a professional editor, but there were a ton of errors in here. The paperback did not even have page numbers, which I'm assuming was the formatting issue on the author's part, or whoever her formatter was. The font would change from regular black to this like gray with dots, white dots in it. That was like very not obvious, but like to my eye it was very distracting. I don't even know, you probably won't be able to see it on camera, but there were a few times that showed up and I was really distracted. I can't find it. But there were different uses of words, that commas weren't used correctly, and I was annoyed, and that kind of took me out of the story. This is not the author's first book. I would get it if it's their first book, self-publishing. They really need to be aware of any errors they have, because they don't have a professional editor that publishing houses have, so you need to find yourself an editor if you're going to publish a book, because that bothers readers. Starting out with this book, the main character to me was just very cliche and bland. So her mother was a prostitute, and it kind of reminded me of Ella's mom from Paper Princess, but unlike that relationship Ella had with her mom, which I don't even remember because her mom died before the beginning of the book, so we didn't get to see that interaction, she hates her mom, and her mom even hits on her friends and is always having guys in their trailer, and so she ends up having to go into foster care. I forget why. I think they like found drugs or something, but she can't live with her mom anymore. She's like 16, 17, so she has to live in foster care, and that's why she has to move schools and go to Brayshaw High, and that happens. She is a very angry person. I don't know how many times we have to hear about her mom and how much she hates her mom. We heard about it like a million times, and how much she didn't want to be like her mom. And when she got to Brayshaw, everybody called her like a slut and a whore because she's just like her mom. And I was like, I don't know how these people know about your mom. You just moved here. I don't know if that was explained or not. I might have missed it, or I don't know. That just happened. She was very like angry and violent, and she would just like twice at least she walked up to a random person and punched them because she wanted to. It was really stupid, and like one was even like a reason, and if you fight with someone in the foster home you get kicked out. I was like, you're so stupid. And she didn't really have any like thing going for her. I don't even know what she was trying to do. What was she gonna do when she got out of high school? There's like nothing to her except for that she's angry. And going along with the fact that there's nothing going for her, there's nothing going for this book. There was no plot, really. They went to a bunch of parties. She just let these guys throw her around. Like, how many times they threw her over their shoulder and threw her in the car? I was like, why? And she just let them, and she like didn't fight back, and she was like, oh, okay, guess I'm going somewhere with them. And I was like, that's really obnoxious. And the love interest, it was kind of forced. I didn't really even know who the love interest was gonna be out of the three guys until like halfway through, and even he had no real like character development. He was very flat. I can't even tell you what he liked to do. They're basketball players, but that was barely touched upon. Unlike in the Corrupt series by Penelope Douglas, they were very much basketball players, and that was talked about a lot, and you got that as part of them. And here they just like talked about them being at a game and like vaguely talk about it, but I didn't really feel like they were basketball players. It seemed like this author was trying to do what my favorite authors do, like Aaron Watt and Penelope Douglas and Elle Kennedy, stuff like that, like, which is part of Aaron Watt, but she just didn't get it. She tried to emulate these things and it didn't reach it, in my opinion. The plot, like I said, wasn't there. It was super boring. All they did was go to a bunch of parties, and of course there's like no rules. The Brayshaw boys like ran the high school to the point where they could just like tell a teacher to shut up unless they wanted to lose their job, and the teacher would listen to them. No child has that much power in a school coming from a teacher. That was obnoxious. And they could like tell the principal what to do, and like there was some like vaguely explained reason why all that was going down, because like they rule the town, whatever. I still don't get that, and I still don't get their dad and how they have so much power if their dad's in jail. It was really confusing, and it just, they tried to be all these broody, angsty boys, and it just like was really flat. Like they had that personality, but like nothing else going for them, and I was just like, oh, okay. And there was one scene in here between our main character and all three of the boys that I thought was really stupid, because she was so scared of the dark they had to do something to calm her down. Okay, it was really stupid. And then how things that had to do with that moment culminated at the end, I feel like the author was like, okay, I have to end the book now and I want to make it a cliffhanger, so here's what I'm gonna do. It just like felt very forced, and I really didn't like it. I thought it was such a stupid thing to happen, and I rolled my eyes and I was like, okay, it's done. I sped through the last half of this because I was so bored. I almost DNF'd it. I know a lot of people that talked to me on my Instagram when I was posting about reading this book told me that they felt the same exact way. A lot of people did DNF it as well, but they're in the minority because a ton of people love this book. Book 2 just came out. It just was not my cup of tea at all. Also, with the writing style, I feel like this author has a lot of growing to do, because every time that our main character met someone and learned their name from someone else speaking it, she was like, oh, well, Angela, which I guess is her name because they just said it, is taking me here. And she's like, oh, well, that girl, whose name I think is Sam, because she just called her Sam, I guess, is showing up now. Like that, she introduced like 4 different characters that way, and I was like, this is getting really redundant writing style that's kind of annoying. The writing style has a lot of growth left to do. I don't know what number book this author's is. It felt like it was a first book, but it says there's at least 3 other books by this author, so maybe she's gonna get better, but I just felt like with the writing style and the editing and the formatting, it wasn't the best, and it was kind of distracting. Also, most of the girls in their high school were all like mean girls and sluts, and that's how they were described, and I was getting very annoyed. The only like good girls, like girls that were portrayed better, were the ones that she lived with in her foster home, and even then I think there was only like 1 or 2 nice girls she even liked, and all the rest of the girls she goes to school with all wanted the Brayshaw boys, and they all wanted to hook up with them and get with them, and that was just the whole point of every single girl character in this book, which was really obnoxious to me. The dialogue was also very cringy and nothing, like someone else posted a screenshot of a quote and I was like, oh god, and then I got there and I was like, oh god, that is very cringy. This doesn't sound realistic at all, and I just really did not care about anything that happened in this book. Our main character is randomly part of an underground fighting ring, though we never see her as part of that fighting ring, but all of a sudden she's earning money on the side from this fighting ring, and I never understand books. Now, I've never been in a situation before where my parents have been awful. I love my parents. They're like the best ever, and so a lot of books I've noticed have really bad parents, and when their parents ask their kids for money and they will give it to them. You literally just spent 200 pages slamming your mom and telling me how much you hate her and how gross she is and how you never want to be like her, yet she comes for you for money and you don't even live with her anymore and you give it to her. I don't get it. Maybe it's this sense of it's your family. I recently read a book like that too, where the parents are just awful to them and kick them out and do bad things to them, and then they ask them for money and they're like, oh yeah, here's the last of my money. Like, okay. I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it because I'm never experienced that. I've never had to do that, and it's just different mentality, but that happened in this book and I was like, that doesn't connect with anything we've heard about the character so far. And those are my thoughts on this book. Let me know down below what you thought, and if you read it and you enjoyed it, if you read it or you didn't enjoy it, I would like to know. And if you did enjoy it, that's totally fine. I respect your opinion. There are books I love that people hate. It's just a matter of taste that I didn't really click with this book. But that's all I have. Like I said, I gave it 2 stars. Let me know your opinion down below. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.